If you've been looking at homes in Florida lately, you may have had that moment where you said, wait, I thought Florida was supposed to be affordable. And honestly, I get it. A lot of people start by looking at Tampa or Orlando because those are the names everyone knows. But then they see the prices, the traffic, the insurance costs, and the monthly payment. And suddenly that Florida dream starts to feel a little stressful. So today, I want to talk with you about another option that a lot of people are starting to pay attention to, Lakeland and Polk County. It sits right between Tampa and Orlando, so you still have access to the bigger cities, the airports, the jobs, the entertainment, and the beaches within driving distance. But the day-to-day cost of living can feel much more manageable. So let's walk through what it really costs to live here. Not just the home price, but the taxes, insurance, utilities, lifestyle, and the commute. My goal is to help you decide if this area could actually make sense for your life and your budget. Let's start with the biggest expense for most people, the house. Right now, Tampa and Orlando are still carrying much higher prices than many areas in Polk County. Tampa's average prices are around mid-400s, and Orlando is not far behind. Polk County, on the other hand, is often closer to the low 300,000 range, depending on the city and neighborhood. Lakeland itself may be a little higher than some surrounding areas, but you can still often find more value here than you would in Tampa or Orlando. And here's why that matters. A difference of 75 or 100,000 or even more in purchase price, it can make a big difference in your monthly payments. That can affect how comfortable you feel every month, how much money you have left for travel or savings, family, or just enjoying life. And it is not just about getting a cheaper house. It is about what you can buy. Tampa or Orlando, $350,000 budget may put you in an older home that needs work, smaller property or condo with higher monthly fees. In Polk County, that same budget may give you a newer home, more square footage, a garage, a yard, or a neighborhood that feels a little less crowded. That is one of the reasons people are looking at places like Lakeland and Winter Haven, Auburndale, Haines City, and other Polk County communities. Another thing that buyers should know is that the market has shifted. We're not in the same intense seller's market we saw a few years ago. Inventory has improved and buyers have more room to negotiate. That means you may have opportunities to ask for closing costs, buyer incentives, pay down, pairs, and other terms that make a move more affordable. Now, this is the part I really want you to pay attention to because the sales price is only one piece of the puzzle. When you move to Florida, there are three costs that can really impact your monthly budget. You have property tax, homeowners insurance, and HOA or CDD fees. HOA stands for Homeowners Association, and CDD, wait, I said too many Ds, stands for Community Development District. I like to call these the hidden Florida cost because they can surprise people if they only look at the listing price online. Let's start with property taxes. Florida does have a homestead exemption if the home is your primary residence, and that can help reduce the taxable value of your home. But taxes still vary depending on the city, county, and community. So before you fall in love with a house, you want to look at what the taxes could be after you purchase it, not just what the current owner is paying. That is especially important if the current owner has been in the home for a long time, because their tax bill may be much lower than what yours could be after the home resets to the new sales price. Now, let's talk about insurance. This is a big one in Florida. Coastal areas like Tampa, St. Pete, Sarasota, Fort Myers, Miami can have much higher insurance costs because of storm surge, flood zones, and coastal exposure. Polk County is inland, which can be an advantage. You're not right on the ocean, and you are not dealing with the same direct coastal storm surge risk. That does not mean insurance is cheap. This is still Florida, and insurance is still something you need to budget carefully. But being inland may help compared to some coastal communities. And when we have HOA and CDD fees, some neighborhoods have very low HOA fees. Others, especially newer planned communities, may have higher monthly cost or CDD fees added to the tax bill. So when you're comparing homes, you do not want to just ask, what is the price? You want to ask, what is my full monthly cost? That includes mortgage, taxes, insurance, homeowners, CDD fees, utility, maintenance. That is the number that really matters. Now let's talk about everyday life. Because even if the house makes sense, you still want to know what it feels like to live here day to day. In Lakeland and many parts of Polk County, the overall cost of living can feel more grounded than the bigger metro areas. You still have access to restaurants and coffee shops, parks, shopping, medical care, and entertainment, but without always feeling like you're paying big city price or tourist area prices. For groceries, you will see many of the same stores people already know, like Publix, Walmart, Aldi, and other local options. For utilities, Lakeland has Lakeland Electric, which is a city-owned utility that can be helpful for residents because local utilities costs are an important part of the monthly budget, especially when you're running your air conditioning during the summer. And yes, you need to budget for air conditioning in Florida. It is not an option. Trust me, it gets hot. Dinner out can also be more manageable here than some of the tourist or heavy populated areas or near theme parks. Tampa or Orlando prices can climb quickly. But in Lakeland and Winter Haven, Bartow, or other local areas, you can still find good restaurants, local coffee shops, breweries, casual places without always feeling like you're paying a premium just because of location. This is one of the things many people like about the area. It still has local character. You can go to the farmer's market, take a walk around Lake Hollingsworth, visit Bonnet Springs, enjoy downtown Lakeland, or spend time near the chain of lakes in Winter Haven. It feels active, but not overwhelming. Now, let's talk about the question almost everybody asks. Is it worth living in Polk County if you still need to get to Tampa or Orlando? And the honest answer is, it depends on your schedule. Lakeland sits along the I-4 corridor, which makes it very convenient on the map. You are roughly between Tampa and Orlando, and that is a big reason people look here. But I want to be real with you about the I-4 traffic can be frustrating. If you have to commute every single day during rush hour, you need to test that drive before you buy. Do not just look at mileage. Look at the actual drive time during the hours you would be traveling. But if you work remotely, have a hybrid schedule, or only need to go to Tampa or Orlando a couple times a week, the math can work much better. Here is a simple way to think about it. If buying in Polk County saves you a significant amount on the purchase price, your monthly payment may be lower. Even if you spend a little more on gas and tolls, you may still come out ahead than buying a more expensive house closer to Tampa or Orlando. But this is personal. For some people, a longer commute is worth it because they want more house, more space, and a lower monthly payment. For others, time is more important and they would rather pay more to live closer to work. There is no one-size-fits-all answer. You just want to do the math before you make the move. The good news is Polk County is not just a place people sleep and then leave for work. The local job market has been growing too, especially in healthcare, logistics, aviation, education, and other industries. So depending on your career, you may not need to commute as much as you think. So is Lakeland or Polk County the right move for you? If you want to be right on the beach, walk to a major stadium, or be in the middle of big city nightlife every weekend, then Tampa or Orlando or a coastal city may be a better fit. But If you are looking for a more manageable cost of living, more space for your money, access to lakes and parks, and the ability to reach Tampa or Orlando when you want, then Polk County may be worth a serious look. And this area can be a really good option for people who want the Florida lifestyle without feeling like every part of their budget is being stretched. The key is knowing which towns, neighborhoods, and communities fit your lifestyle. So areas are better for commuters, some are better for retirees, some are better for families, some are better if you want a quieter pace, and some are better if you want new construction or a 55 and plus community. So before you make a move, take the time to compare the full picture, not just the home price. Look at the monthly payment, taxes, insurance, HOA fees, commute, lifestyle, and what you actually want day-to-day life to feel like. And if you are thinking about moving to Lakeland or anywhere in Polk County, I would be happy to help you sort through the options. You can reach out through the link in the description, leave me a comment with your questions, or tell me what kind of lifestyle you're looking for. And if this helped you understand the real cost of living in Lakeland and Polk County, make sure you like the video, subscribe for more local Florida real estate guidance. I'll see you in the next video.